All right, co-parenting after a divorce, it can be challenging even in the most amicable circumstances. Parents must cooperate to maintain that stability and healthy relationships with their children. So yes, it is Tech Tuesday, and today we are looking at some tech tools that can make the lives of co-parents easier. With us now, Ryan Eldridge, co-founder of Nerds on Call. Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
So it can be tough, right? Especially after a divorce, even if you guys are still friendly, but sometimes you might not really want to talk to that person, but you have to because of your child.
Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, the reality of our lives these days is there's more kids that are in two houses more often than not now. And so you kind of almost have to have a project management tool to figure out where Jimmy's going and where Jill's going and who's taking care of what.
Right.
Yeah. So we kind of set up a series of apps here, depending on how hard it is to deal with your ex. So the first one's like, if you've got a pretty cooperative ex, set up a shared calendar at a place like Google Calendar or Cozy, COZI.com.
Okay.
This is really great because you can put different events on there, and you can say, hey, Jill is going to piano class on Tuesday, and make sure that Fred gets to karate on Thursday. And you guys can kind of go back and forth and set up calendar events, and then when they accept it, you know, they know it's there. And so it's for just co-parenting and scheduling the lives of your children. It just makes it a lot easier.
And this also sounds like something that can work in a marriage too, right? So everybody can see what's going on. You both have access to it, correct?
Yeah, Cozy's great for even if you're not in a broken house, and like in our family, who's going to the grocery store and when, and who's going to pick up Isabella at the Taekwondo place, and who's going to do this. It's a really great to have a shared
And I can
calendar.
see even more meaningful for couples that have split, but you still have the children in common, right?
Yeah.
This is along with texting or emailing.
Yeah,
right?
because oftentimes you don't want to pick up the phone and have a conversation with somebody that can get emotionally charged and get out of control a little bit, and you start getting into negotiation things about things you weren't calling about in the first place. So just doing it through text and email and through a calendar
and then
can
it's
make it a little
documented.
easier. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to two houses. Tell me, this is if the relationship isn't really that good and you need a way to
This is if the relationship's
communicate.
wavering a little bit, but you're still got pretty good communication. So twohouses.com, you also get the shared calendar, but this also integrates a parenting schedule. So let's say if there's a shared custody schedule, you can integrate that in. You can have recurring events on the schedule, so you can just set those up nice and easy. See when the other person has requested changes, or when you need to do changes, it automatically sends it to your ex. You can also do budget expense tracking. So let's say you take the little girl out and you buy her some new dresses for Easter, for example. You can document that in there, and your ex can split those costs with you, and so you guys aren't fighting over, you know, oh, I just bought Jimmy some new shoes. Why do I have to buy dresses now?
Right.
It can all be in there.
Makes sense, okay.
There's also a journal in there, so you can track certain important events, like, hey, he's got a new friend at school and they said this to him. I want you to talk to him about bullying, or you can talk about different things that are going on in his life that you don't want the other parent to miss out on. There's also a shared photo album.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
And also you can track conversations with teachers.
Yeah, conversations with teachers, and you can also invite a moderator in. So if it is a little bit riskier of a conversation, you can have a moderator who can see the account in read-only mode and just kind of see what's happening between the two.
Okay, that's twohouses.com. How much does that cost?
It's $120 a year for the whole family. So
okay, so you split that.
Yeah.
$60 each, right? Okay, we're almost out of time. Our Family Wizard.
Yeah, now this is if you've got a little bit more contentious of a relationship. So this has got a cool feature in it where you can have email back and forth within the wizard itself.
Okay.
But it's got a tone meter in there. So if you start saying words that are a little more incendiary, it'll kind of like warn you, hey, you might be sending a message that's a little too mean.
Like, did you mean that?
Play it cool a little bit.
Okay.
But it's also got the same expense log tracking. But this is also cool is you can send payments back and forth within the app. So that way you can track it even more without saying, oh, well, I never got your payment or I never got your check. It's all in the app.
Like a PayPal, sort of.
It's kind of like PayPal.
Okay.
And then you can also have a moderator watch everything that's going on. And it works great for if you want to document things like for court appearances and things like that. And you can say, hey, these are the conversations that we've had, and here's what they've paid, and here's what I've paid. And you can track alimony and all kinds of stuff.
So divorce in 2016, my goodness, how much does Our Family Wizard cost?
That one's a little bit more. That's $99 per parent per year.
Wow.
But you know what? When you're in there, you can pay for the other parent because it might just be worth it for $200 to just make sure that everything's clear without having to fight over that extra $100.
Okay, Ryan Eldridge, co-founder of Nerds on Call. Good tips for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.